Hey, if this is your first time, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Michelle, and we're the Wandering Shores.
So, if you were here with us last month, you know that we, for most of the video in the beginning, thought we were doing the August expenses, but this time we're actually doing the August 2025 expenses. And this week, we're bringing to you a great new location in the...
It's the Wallowa Whitman National Forest.
/ the Umalinta National Forest. I guess they combined. And so I'm not sure what actual section we're in of those two national forests, but we've got a beautiful spot here in Oregon. Oh, by the way, that's in Oregon. As you can see, we've got a beautiful spot here. We've pretty much had it to ourselves most of the time, even though this was Labor Day weekend. There were a few other RVs out there, but they all left, and then somebody pulled into today in a converted cargo trailer. So we're going to go through our August expenses and share those with you, and we're going to talk about some exciting test we're going to give ourselves in the month of September. So
just you wait.
Yeah, can't wait to share this with you. It's a little bit crazy. And as you'll see, we spent more than we normally do, which is part of why we're doing our new challenge in September. So let's start with the total expenses for August of 2025 in medical.
In medical, we spent $188.57.
51 cents.
Oh, that's 51.
Yeah, that's a one. That's one. Sorry, yeah. So medical expenses were a little bit higher than they normally are. Michelle had to have kind of a...
I needed an eye exam.
Yeah, an eye exam. She had a floater that just kind of showed up one day.
It did.
And it didn't go away.
Yeah, and it's still there.
And, she got on WebMD and thought that she was having a, detached retina and everything else, so...
Well, when it just automatically appears out of nowhere, it just caused some concern. But the doctor said that it'll just do its thing. What
he said is it's normal with age.
Yeah, it's normal with age. Thanks,
She didn't
doctor.
want to say that. All right, so $188.51 for medical in the month of August. Utilities.
$34.49.
Yeah, that's generator gas, I think, and probably, I don't think we had to pay for water this month, so there's really very little utilities again this month, even though, as you'll see here coming up, we spent way more time in RV parks. Lodging / travel is our next category.
$507.97.
That is $507.97 more than we try to spend. Really several reasons for that. The first reason is we knew back when we were in Idaho Falls several months ago that as we came over to the Pacific Northwest, we were going to have less free camping available to us. So that includes our stays for the Elks Lodges. We stayed in Coeur d'Alene for what ended up being about a week. Mm-hmm. We stayed in Bellingham when we were visiting my family, and you guys saw some of that video this past Sunday. And then we stayed in Yakima after we left Bellingham, which you'll see this coming Sunday. It also is the Discover Pass that we bought that allowed us to stay out at $1 Million North, the dispersed camping area there out on the peninsula. And then the last purchase that also includes is Michelle's second ticket to Indiana. You want to explain to them what happened?
Yes, I was booked on Spirit Airlines for $40 and they changed. I got two emails from them telling me that my flight had changed, and then Kyle saw something online saying how they filed for bankruptcy, and he came to me and he said, we probably should change your flight. And so we just ate the $40 that we spent for Spirit, and I'm now flying Frontier.
Yeah, and this is the flight from Dallas up to Indianapolis later this year when she goes to visit the family and friends when I'm at RV Tech School. So that's the sum of everything about why we spent $500 in lodging this month.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad that we're using our Elks membership.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that's why.
I love it when we stay at one.
That's why we got it. Dining and entertainment.
$319.97.
That's a function of us eating out a little bit more. It also includes entertainment, obviously Netflix, Paramount Plus, those types of things that have a monthly fee associated with them. But we did go out to eat a little bit more when we were visiting with family and things like that. So some of that cost is absorbed in the dining and entertainment. Business expenses.
$385.65.
Tax deductible stuff in most cases. Paying for advertisement. We did run a Facebook ad for our website this past month on Facebook, so that's some of that. And then the standard kind of stuff, cell phone, internet, things like that we need to be the Wandering Shores. Next one, which is considered home, household, and pet, and home repair. They're all lumped together.
$433.99.
Yeah, I think last month was like $900 or something in that category. So this is a little bit more normal. We usually don't spend $900 in that category, but this past month in August, $433.99. Groceries.
Groceries, we spent $948.15.
Yeah, this was more than we normally spend. Not a whole lot more, maybe about $200, but I think this is a function of being in the Pacific Northwest, especially in Washington. The price of everything in Washington is much higher than we're used to when, we've been traveling through Idaho and stuff like that. And you'll see some of that here in the gas expenses as well. But I know, for example, some of the deli lunch meat that I get, that when we were in Montana, I was getting for like $9 a pound. Here, it's like $15 a pound, or in Washington it was.
That's expensive.
Yeah, so some of that is an absorption of higher grocery prices in the state of Washington, I'm sure. The next item is auto. Now, normally we do two categories, fuel and service, but there is a third category this month, and I'll explain that here in a minute. So how much fuel did we spend for August, Michelle?
$752.49.
Yeah, that's higher than it has been any of the previous 8 months or 7 months in the year 2025. And that, again, is, I think, in part, we were used to paying about $3 to $3.20 a gallon for gas. And when we crossed that state line into Washington, we were paying like $4.50 to $4.60. So that, I think, is part of that as well. We also have the service for the truck and RV service.
$111.03.
So that is primarily a few things we bought, like fuel additives and things like that, but it is also having to get the new tire that you saw last Sunday. We had to get a new tire when ours got a huge old drill bit in it, and I patched it with one of those gummy plugs, and then I found out that Discount Tire will not repair it after you do that, so I had to buy another certification. But I did get the tire replaced for free. I just had to buy the $60 cert. So that's where that comes from. And then the last part of that in the auto section, and this is, we pay this every 6 months, not annually. So, we did have our auto insurance. So between the service and the auto insurance, it ended up being...
Well, the auto insurance was $343.
Yeah, $343. So the total is
$454.03.
Yeah, so that's under the service and insurance, bringing our grand total for the month of August
$4,061.25.
Yeah, outside of when we've had a significant auto repair or RV repair, that's one of our highest months yet. Mm-hmm. Some of it is attributed to the part of the country we're traveling in. Some of it is obviously impacted by the the truck insurance being paid in the month of August. So, it is what it is, but those are the numbers, folks. We didn't leave anything out. I didn't have any expenses related to school, but I'm keeping all those separate anyway for a future video. But before you leave, let us share with you what we're doing in the month of September. It is going to be known as the Great 2K Road Test. What are we trying to do, Michelle?
We are going to try to not spend over $2,000 for the month of September.
That's 50% of what we spent this month. So we're going to have to find ways, and it gets a little more complicated because we are currently in northeastern Oregon, and by the end of September, we're pretty much going to be in Amarillo, Texas. So we have a lot of driving to do, and so
you'll just have to hang on and see if we make it or not. If we make it at 2,000 or under, or if we end up going over.
Yeah, so be sure to check back next month and see how we did. We're going to be keeping a weekly vlog video clip, just sharing all the expenses that we've had for that previous week, and that's going to be part of next month's video as we kind of build up you know, to the goal of trying to stay under $2,000. But, you know, living on the road, boondocking, we have some flexibility, obviously, but I want to encourage you to look at your own expenses and see how quickly you spend $2,000 on everything and anything that you pay for. I bet you many people, especially living in the sticks and bricks, probably spend $2,000 by the second week of the month. Because their mortgage and whatever other costs that they have. So we hope you enjoyed this monthly expense for the August 2025 recap, and be sure to join us next month when we share whether or not we successfully did the $2,000 challenge. And we will have another video this Sunday, so be sure to check that out. And it's us leaving Bellingham and making our way here. And there's some excitement in that video. See you next month, everyone.
Bye, guys.